Hello again everyone, and welcome back to my workshop for another of Harry's little Jeti training videos. And in this one, a pilot has requested help with the flight modes for a discus launched glider. He uses a push button, which, just to be easy, I've got a spring-loaded switch here I'll use in place. And what he wants is that when he's launching the DLG, he presses the button, does the launch, and at some appropriate point releases the button, and it jumps to not the normal flight mode but to a zoom flight mode for 3 seconds, and then reverts to normal flight mode. How do you do that? Okay, straightforward enough. Let's have a look. Fine-tuning flight modes. We've put in our 2 extra flight modes, so we've got our default normal mode, a launch mode, which I've allocated to the spring-loaded switch or your push button. That switches it on. You can see we've gone to launch mode, back to default. How do we get it through the zoom mode for just 3 seconds? Well, that's where a sequencer can help us. So if we come out of there to the advanced properties, into a sequencer, we'll use sequencer 1, and the switch is going to be not pulling thing, but releasing the switch or the push button. So we can push the button down or hold our switch against the spring, open the field, ping it, there we go. Okay. Now we will want this to be asymmetrical, because when we press the button, it's going to go to the off state, and we don't want necessarily the sequencer going back through the sequence that we've put in. So we come into the advanced settings, down here, change it to asymmetrical, say OK to that. Right, let's come up here. So we'll set the curve for SG is on. What asymmetrical means is there will be a different curve for SG off. Okay, so we can come along here at time 0 seconds. Well, we want it to start at the on condition. So we'll say time 0 seconds, press a plus, come along to value, set it to +100, come along to the relevant amount of time. You wanted a zoom for 3 seconds, press plus. So that gives us a 3 second on period, and the next value is going to be -100. So we'll now come along to 3.1, press plus again, oops, come along to here and go to -100, and that's it switched off. So it's at the moment switched on. If I was to press the button, because we've set it asymmetrical, it should just jump back to an off position back here. -100. And when I switch it on, it runs forward +100, and switches off. And when we pull it again, it stays switched off. And that's all there is to it. So we come back here, back to fine-tuning, flight modes, zoom, switch, press the plus button, and we're looking for sequencer 1. There we go. Now let's have a look at what happens. This is the switch into the flight mode. So if I press the button, nothing should change. Now, when I release the button after launch and I want it to go to zoom mode, it should switch on for 3 seconds and go off, which it does. Say OK to that. And there we are. So now we're ready to launch. The glider is in default mode. You're ready to launch, you press the button, the launch mode will come on, and it will show launch mode here. There we are. Now, when I release the switch, zoom mode will switch on for 3 seconds and then go off. Zoom and off, you're back to default. And there you go.